This is all when an individual full of sensuous desires goes to a prostitute, engages in the act, and once the act is finished, they do go their own way without knowing one another. This is the way of life. Nothing here is permanent because everything goes on changing every moment. The water of the life's river flows on, never remains stationary, and it is because of its movement that it withdraws. The moment flow stops, the water becomes stationary. Then the problem begins. But in case of, what does happen in case of an enlightened one? The life's river continues to flow. In an enlightened one, just like an ordinary person. Then what does change into in an enlightened one? Is that the change is taking place outside, but deep within there is no change taking place. As the life's river moves its flow, many situations, circumstances comes that bring information that keeps on changing. In case of an enlightened one, that remains fixed. He is ever established in a state of blissfulness, which is beyond the duality of pain and pleasure, happiness and sorrow, good and bad, the state of blissfulness, which is known as Anand, bliss. There is no opposite. Good and bad, we have pairs of opposite, right and wrong, day and night, but we do not have any opposite of bliss. Bliss or non-bliss, no, there isn't any word. Bliss is the ultimate word. When an individual reaches in that situation, the life moves in a totally different way. The person starts getting enriched as every experience brings him closer to his understanding of that God's omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscient nature. In everything, he sees that signature of the divine. For such a person, no condition, no situation, or any person can indeed entrap the enlightened one once again. He has awakened to the state of the self. He has awakened to the state of the self. He lives in the realm beyond the sense perceptions of the body, emotions of the mind, and the thinking of the intellect. Thus he lives, blessing the world with his pure holiness, even if he is not doing anything. His mere presence is an inspiration to the rest of the society. His mere presence is an inspiration to the rest of the humanity. If he is thus liberated from all equipments, why are the equipments not falling away dead? Means the equipment of the body, the mind, the intellect does not disappear. Whenever their owner, the ego, has been liberated. This is the question that comes in the mind. If he is thus liberated from all equipments of body, mind and intellect, why are these equipments not falling away when their owner, the ego, has been liberated? The answer is that the force of its karma keeps the body alive. You have come into the world because of certain karmas. For instance, in the office you have left certain files incomplete. Even if you complete, the next day you have to come and start up the work where you have left. Even if you finish one or two files, but yet still there are other files available, so you will remain engaged in work until all the open files are closed. The accumulated actions are open files, and life journey continues because all these open files have to be closed. You have left many. Anytime a problem comes in a relationship, you abandon it and leave the file open. Unless each file, each interaction reaches to its maturity, means to the state beyond the body, the perception. Through the perception, the information comes to you. Through the emotions, you process it. And through your intelligence, you can go beyond the situation. The moment beyond the situation means this understanding that every grass of blade has its purpose in the scheme of the divine, of God. The other situation is you see a particular circumstance and situation or a person who does not obey the rules of the life and is a constant threat to the life. You may remain thinking about it in a negative way. This will create fear in you. And if you go beyond the situation and consider that every single situation, every single person has something good in him because he has been created by God, and his presence around me. As I said, every circumstance and situation comes to you to go beyond it. But we remain engrossed out of ignorance and we never go beyond it, and those circumstances and situations of thought continue to hang over like a stone around our neck and drown you into the state of negativities. The moment you understand it, you go beyond it, then that particular situation will never bother you anytime. Then that particular file is closed completely.